Just realized it's been a year since I've done a layout update on my new Reading and Northern. So I thought I would do one again. Last time was in July last year. This is the Reading staging yard. And it's about 12 feet total length. Each track in the back there, which I use for staging, is about 30 cars capacity. And here it ducks under the, or it'll be the second level, goes around and connects over to, I'm not sure you can see it, but I'll go around and then you can see where the Beltline Junction is. Recently added this swing gate across the railroad room so I can enter and exit easily. It's held in place by some magnetic cabinet latches in both directions. I hold it open and it holds it closed. I have to excuse the mess. This is constantly being worked on. Constantly changing. When it comes out of the staging yard, it comes out over here, which is Beltline Junction. It's a little bit dark right now because I haven't installed the lighting yet from the lower level. Eventually there will be a light strip under the second deck, which is going to be right here. And that will light this lower level. Continues on through Beltline Junction, which is not totally complete yet either. I got some buildings to construct and add. And here we're coming into Muhlenberg, which is where the Reading and Northern line actually splits off here from the Norfolk Southern. So this is Muhlenberg, and it's fairly well completed. This is the new Reading outer station, which is actually a replica of a Pennsylvania Railroad control tower. This industrial area here represents an actual industrial park in Muhlenberg, although the buildings aren't anything like what the real ones are. I used what I had left over from my last layout. And back here behind these couple buildings, the line enters the North Reading Yard. At this point it's 4 tracks. And it ducks through the backdrop and enters into the original layout room, which is 9 feet by 11 feet. And the yard continues on behind the electrical box. And here you can see it coming out the other side, 4 tracks. And then I recently added 2 additional tracks along the front here, although they're not completed yet. And it continues on here, and this North Reading Yard actually sits between Muhlenberg and Tuckerton. So this area here in the corner is representing Tuckerton. There's a couple industries here that can be switched. You've got your woods furniture. In the back is, well, it used to be Cryovac, but it's got a new name now, and I forget it right now. And then this 4-story building represents the paper products building. And they are rail served. This bridge here is Route 322, which bypasses part of the city of Reading, runs around western side of the city. And there'll be a track here servicing I think it's called Novapax. Now, it used to be Cryovac, but I think it's Novapax. So that has 2 tracks serving it. And then we come across the Schuylkill River on the Stone Arch Viaduct. Again, unfortunately, it's not an exact replica, but closest thing I could come up with using kit materials that I had. The river here in West Hamburg is Woodland Scenics poured murky, and it turned out real nice, I have to admit, but it's expensive. Here in the corner is a little mountainside that is relatively complete as far as the base layer of scenery. I have to add a lot of brush and trees yet. And this building complex here is a small industry. On a prototype, it's called Core Mart, where they make boundary cores. And the track crosses over Old Route 22 here. Eventually, when I get to it, there will be a large 4-lane bridge that crosses over the river and also Route 22 and the railroad, and that carries US Route 61. And here I'm going to continue around this peninsula end here, and here we get into the part of the railroad where it's hardly, I wouldn't even call it completed. I got the track down and that's about it. Here we come into a siding on the approach to Port Clinton, and it goes across the swing out gate and enters into Port Clinton, which is where the headquarters of the Reading and Northern is located. This is where I've been doing some work lately, and it's starting to come along. I just recently painted the river, which would be the Schuylkill River. I added some Mod Podge, and it's not too bad. I got a couple places where it's I've either got air trapped in it or it's a little bit milky, but I think it'll be all right. This is just the first layer, and I'm going to put a couple more coats on. Here you see the scratch-built car shop in the front, and the diesel locomotive shop here in the back. And the trackage layout here is accurate to the prototype. Here you can see a string of empty hoppers on that back storage track. And here this sanding tower is a Walthers plastic kit that I modified to better represent the actual sanding tower at Port Clinton. And this will be the headquarters station at Port Clinton. On the left, that building is complete. That's the operations center. This is the actual station headquarters building, which has got quite a ways to go yet before I could call that complete. And on the end here will be a car shed, passenger cars. This is a small coach yard right here, coming into it. And then the track continues up here to the north end of Port Clinton, where it curves around the end of a mountain, following the Schuylkill River westward. And the river will continue here. And this is the latest area that I'm working on, starting to add the road bed, elevating it. And this trackage over here which is now on the second level, that will extend over to the Minersville and Schuylkill Haven area. And over here, coming out of Fort Clinton, the track will curve over a bridge and into this back corner where there is going to be a turntable, and it's the steam shop where the Reading and Northern stores their steam engines and works on them. Right now they're rebuilding their large 484, hopefully getting it ready for this winter's or this fall's tourist season. And it'll continue on through Port Clinton and then beyond, and this is as far as I've gotten. This would be the second level. As you can see, it's directly above Muhlenberg, and it will continue and go through the backdrop again and continue around over into the small room again on a second level, directly above the existing layout. Continue around here, and it'll finally terminate directly above Fort Clinton Yard with Tamaqua. And then from Tamaqua, which will be again on actually at this point a third level, it'll be about the same height as this shelf is, and it'll continue around behind and under that window there and along the back wall, which will be in another staging yard, which will represent the north end of the line. And over here where this shelf is, there's going to be a major coal mining processing facility. So there you got a pretty good overview. It's kind of messy right now, and I didn't take any pains to clean anything up. It's just like it is most of the time. Let me go through this gate here. I'll just show you how easy this is to work. See, just push it. Opens right up and latches back tight so that the entryway is unimpeded when you first come in the door, which is now right directly behind me. You can walk right straight through and, if need be, get to the electrical panel. I didn't want to block that off in case of some kind of emergency or something, having to get down here and throw a breaker or something like that. I didn't want the railroad in the way. So the gate normally is open, and I only close it when I'm going to operate and run trains. This shelf here will be approximately the level and the position of the branch line that goes to Schuylkill Haven, Cressona, and on to Minersville. And that's going to connect with this corner here. The track will move around. I think you probably can see it'll come across here on a nice long high bridge and connect into the branch line. So there it is. That's what I've gotten done so far. I welcome anybody who's interested in coming to see it. Paul Eggery is supposed to come and help me operate, but this COVID business has kind of put a damper on getting together. So it's going to have to just wait until things get sorted out. So happy modeling, and I'll make another update probably next year. We'll see you then.